Happy Monday, everyone. Greg Dixon here with Betty Withrow. And we're going to follow up on a few conversations we've had in recent weeks. We've introduced two programs and two ideas to you. One is called the Your Book Journey, which is all about taking you through publishing your book from beginning to end, including coming up with the ideas, the writing, the editing, formatting, and publishing. And then we also introduced this thing called the publishing sales machine, which is closely related to, because the idea is if you're going to write a book or you're going to write an online course, why don't you do both at the same time and market it at the same time? So I think what we can do here, Betty, why don't you describe the book journey, and then we'll talk about the publishing sales machine and then how you can make a choice. So,
All right. Yeah. So in the book journey, we're literally starting from square one, if you like. Um, so it can be just as simple as, well, I have an idea for a book. And at the risk of repeating myself, I will say that my first question is, what do you want this to do? Because that is the first and last question I always ask. And it's an important one in order for you to understand what your project is all about and where you want to go with it in your life and in your book. So we start with that. And then you may be at any stage of development. Maybe you have already a draft. Maybe all you have is an idea, and we can work with you to help hone that idea and figure out what it is that really lights you up. For example, some of my coaching clients have come to me and said, well, I have 2 or 3 different books, and I don't know which one to start on or which one to work on first. So I go through that process with them saying, well, what is this book about? What do you want this book to do? Where is that going for you? And so on with each of the different proposals in their mind. And I can usually tell right away which one they really want to do, which isn't always the one that they think they should do. And I'm a firm believer that you shouldn't should on yourself. So don't should on yourself. Look at what is it that you really want out of your book journey and go for that. It doesn't mean you can't do them all. However, it does mean that narrowing down what's your motivation and the scope of what you want to do is super important in order for you to develop the key thing in any writing process, which is having some momentum. Without momentum, you're going to have a stalled thing that didn't really come across, and that leads to a feeling of disappointment and having let yourself down and so on. We don't want that. We want you to get this thing to happen. And I can tell you with confidence that with the process we have, we know how to get you up and running and at the possibly even on fire, depending on how committed you want to be. So with all of that, then we go on through developing the manuscript, as Greg said, refining the manuscript, editing it, and getting it ready to be formatted, uploaded, and actually published. So that is the book journey as we have outlined it. And it's a really good program for you, particularly if your book is not yet fully developed, or if you're a first-time author. And again, particularly if you're not really sure of exactly what you want to do and what you want your project to do, we will work with you to get that super clear and get the show on the road.
yeah, thank you, Betty. So forward to that, Betty and I work with a collaboration called Total Traffic and Conversion, where we do marketing, and my background is online courses. So we also have people come to us at various stages. We have people come to, especially Betty, come to Betty with, they just got an idea and they want to write a book. But we also have people who come and they've got a book already ready to go, and they just want it, maybe some final editing and then formatting and publishing. And then we have people who've really already published a number of books and want to do something with it. And in which case, we will propose to create some kind of continuity program, like a membership program, online course, and do some marketing. And ideally, if they're sort of at the early process, we'll get them to do all at once, that's what we're calling the publishing sales machine.
Right.
Yeah. So, and in which case, and it depending on where people are coming in, it can include it includes that whole book journey, because at the end of the day, they're going to publish a book, but they're also going to take the same information and use for some kind of online course or membership program. And we're also going to encourage them to start marketing right away. Because I'm going to quote you again, Betty, because you say the time to start marketing your book is the time you come up with the idea. So
Yes,
we're trying to live those words and walk the talk.
Mhm.
And so we think, let's say, and this I think applies more to somebody who's got a business book or a how-to book or something like that that
Mhm.
they're working on, is you can both test the content and promote the book or the online system right away by with blog posts and posting on social media, doing webinars and things, getting people engaged with it. So then for one, you know that what you're offering is what people want. If you get crickets, then maybe you have, you know, then maybe you're writing this as a passion project for fun. But if you get really people saying, I really like that, or you learn stuff, right? You learn that, okay, I thought they needed to know X, but they need to know Y, which is highly related. I just didn't think of that spin. So there's a lot of advantages to taking this approach.
Yes, there are. You're getting live feedback while you're also getting your audience introduced to what you're doing, and you get buy-in because they're helping you to develop your idea. And one of the things that's an important thing, especially if you're doing online courses and memberships, is to bring in a sense of community and involvement and engagement with what you're doing. So you're adding more value to the process and creating more success for yourself and also for the people that you want to educate or whatever it is that you're doing with them.
Yeah, community is very important, both for growing your own influence in your own tribe, and also building interest in your book or online course somewhere down the road. So you really want to get people engaged with what you're doing as early as possible in the process.
Right, right. Yeah. Well, someone that we're initiating collaboration with right now started marketing her book a year before it came out. This is
Yeah.
just an example. And, created a TV broadcast promoting it and a whole lot of other things. So there's a lot of different ways to market your book. Much of what you're going to look at is who is your audience? What do you want them to know? What do you want them to do? How you reach them effectively? And all of those different components of how to build an effective marketing process. This is one of the things that we go through in the marketing and sales machine.
Yeah, and we try to have fun with it too, because there are a lot of creative ways of doing it, right? And it depends on um, who your audience is, who you want to get connected with, and where they hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
could be local locations, or it could be online. It could be in groups, all sorts of things.
Yeah. And then there's the key component of what do you want what do you want your people to get from being in your tribe, in your community? What's
Yeah.
the result that you want? What do you want this to do for you, for your audience, and for the world? Right? Yeah.
Yes, for the audience and for the world.
Right.
And I guess that's going to be our little assignment for our listeners, isn't it? So
Yes.
so no matter what it is, and I think actually whether you're contemplating doing a book or some kind of membership program, continuity program, or both, I think um, if you go through this exercise for yourself, what do you want this to do for you? Whatever it is, envision what it's going to look like. Let's say it's a book. Just imagine what you've got your book. It's published. It's out on, it's available in bookstores, or it's on Amazon, or
Mhm.
or you're at a speaking convention and you're handing out the book. What does that look like? What does it feel like? What is it going to be like to do it? And if you have an educational thing like a membership program, like what kind of transformation do you want that to have for your people? What kind of leadership are you offering? What do you want to get it out for you and also for the people who read your book or take your courses or go to workshops. So I think you can have fun with this. You can just go write it down in a journal, go think about it, go sit in the park. And if you want to share it, on wherever you're watching this, it could be YouTube, it could be LinkedIn. If you want to just share that in a note in the messaging there in the comments, or if you want to send a direct message to Betty or I and just let us know. But I think the thing is there's some power to thinking about it, writing it down, and sharing with it. Just like, what's your future vision of what this is going to do for you?
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of power in that. When you put it out there on a page where you can see it, then it takes your thought process to a different level.
Yeah. Yeah, some people say if you can visualize it, you can make it happen.
Yeah.
And without any limit. So the clear and where I see is this, going back to our original question, is what is the best choice for you? The book journey could be obvious that really what you want to do is the book, but it may be obvious that the sales machine will work for you. So if you go do this process, I'm going to put it back up on again here. What do you want this to do for you? If you work this out for yourself, it'll become obvious which the choice is.
Yes, it sure will.
And we're available. There's a link. I've got a link here. There's a little article related to this, and on that page, there's links to more information about the sales machine, the publishing sales machine, also the book journey offer, working with us. We also have some training materials, so you don't necessarily have to retain us. We're offering to teach you this as we go.
That's
and
right.
and there's also a button in there if you want to just make an appointment with Betty and I, and just discuss, where you're at, where you want to go, what do you want to get out of it.
Let's have a chat.
Yeah, let's have a chat and let's get going, because the part of the fun is in the process, getting to go into writing, and that's what we're going to try to do. No matter which one of those you choose, we're going to try to make it fun. We're going to try to get it so that you have some wins, you have some things that are happening, like you're getting stuff done, at your pace, but it doesn't have to be long. You could do, get your brainstorming done, oh, yay, that's great. Maybe come up with some titles for whatever it is you're going to create. Well, that's good. And then the next step for us is always come up with an outline. So, and then once you have the outline, then you're clear sailing.
Mm-hmm.
So, so just go check it out. Go to sharedvisions.com/best choice. Make an appointment, chat us, share what you think right here. You can, maybe you already know in the comments, just put a comment in, and this is what you want it to do for you.
Awesome.
We
want to know.
We want to know. we want to know what's going to work best for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any last comments before we let people continue on with their Monday?
Well, I highly recommend visiting sharedvisions.com/best choice, or just sharedvisions.com in general, because we have a lot of good stuff on there, and you need to learn about it.
Yeah, including right on the front page is a little bit of information about us, just in case you don't know us. And, yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. That sounds a good thing. Let's just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to you later.
Right.